this is Ling Chi, brush painting for beginners. And a few weeks ago, we did an orchid on shrimp paper. And I also talked about we could do it on a pea paper with the background. So today we're going to cover the same composition, same subject on pea paper and with the background. So I will quickly paint the main subject of orchid. And if you want to know more detail about what brushes I use, what I color use, then you can refer to the orchid on shrimp paper. And I will go into a lot more detail on the shading. So when I was doing the flower, I will use different kind of brushes, Happy Dot, Flow Brush, and Full Lotus, and sometimes I use more than one flow or one Happy Dot. It's just because then I don't have to clean the brush to save the time. So I'm using the 36 color Kuretake palette set. If you don't have it, you can use your own, whatever the watercolor you're used to. So I'm going to do the So it's important to have large dishes for washes because otherwise you don't have enough surface. Yellow with a little red. You can see these a little bit, the color is going to float on the top because there's some sizing to the pea paper. That's why it's good for this purposes too, because it will you will make it easy to spread. Too red. And tip dark red with purple. And then white with carmine. Same color thing, except it's turning downwards. Yellow with a little red for the center. Two red, carmine and rouge. And rouge with purple, center, rouge, carmine with rouge, rouge with purple. White with carmine for the wing. Rinse the white out. Use a little carmine for the tip. Going back. All right, and then I'm going to use for the bud. Green with a little orchid. Tip with red. Okay, and then green orchid, the little red, and okay, and then going back on another flow, white, carmine for the side, red with the rouge, okay, white with carmine for the wing. This is the side of the flower. Okay, and then I'm going to do the flow brush with green with ochre and a little red. I'm going to use the full Lotus brush, green with orchid, little red.
So you did the last one on double shred, and
Yeah.
you're doing this one on pea paper.
Right.
And both papers offer more moisture control than single Schwen. And the double Schwen does it through thickness, and the pea paper does it through slightly different base materials and sizing. Would that be accurate to say?
Yes. The reason we are doing it on the pea paper is because then the pea paper will be able for us to do the wash to spread it open.
And so when you use the term spread here, what you mean is after you apply the color on a semi-sized paper, you have the option to manipulate or push the color around the paper.
Yes, it doesn't absorb into the paper immediately.
And that is only possible with papers that have sizing.
Right. So now this one is done. We let it set until it completely dry. Okay, so this is an example. I already done it before. which is the top shading area is green blue with black. And then the bottom is reddish, red and black. And then they kind of meet in the middle. The reason we choose green, emerald green and black is because the flower is red. So then it will pop up the red flower. And underneath, because of the leaves is green, then we use reddish black. And then you can see the area. This is the host shading on the top, which is black and emerald green. And then coming down, there's two smaller area. So there's actually a triangle. And then as far as the brown, the red and black this is the main area. And then this is secondary. And on the corner, the third area. So they make a triangle. In the middle, they meet, blend together. So I want you to think about it. It's like this is a major area. And then they start coming down here and coming down there. And then this goes up to meet. So the first, we have this green. And then I'm going to use the large flow.
And then you mentioned before about using ink. And if you were going to use ink for washes or shading, that you wanted an ink that showed gradation or tones of gray, not just black ink, like say an India ink or even a calligraphy ink. You want like something like our best bottle ink, which is the brown bottle there on the far right. That's our best bottle ink. And so we like this ink best for painting because it has gradation
and then no sooting.
Okay.
All right. But then today I'm going to use the black in this palette. So if you want to use black in the tube or palette, it has to be in the same brand, not crossing brand. Because if it's crossing brand, one color will run away from the other. So we have green, and then we have black in the tip, and then we blend. So then we started from this area, and then we use the tip. And we soften the edges. All right, and then we go so around this. So you can see that I'm using the body of the brush. So then I also continues to fade away. And then in the meantime,
so the fading brush just has water on it.
right. So then I have a transition. So I'm leaving this area a little bit later on for the So you can see when they don't, they kind of, I start softening it up with color on the black. Okay. Pushing it away from the flower. So this is my secondary, and then this is my third. I'm softening the edges. So this is my major area, my secondary, my third area. And then now we're going into the red and and the black. You can see some of the wet area have invaded the main subject, but when it dry, it will disappear. Okay, it's done. So this is what it should look when it's dry.